Hey guys, I'm Lydia.
Hi, I'm Jessie.
And I'm Adam. Let's talk Hoya.
Hello everybody, annyeong.
Hello.
Hola.
Welcome to Let's Talk Hoya. Okay, so by the time that this episode goes out, we'll be a little bit off the mark, but it's just been one of those years. So
It's been one of those lifetimes, baby.
Yeah.
So happy 3 years. 3 years.
Hit the applause
to
button.
Let's Talk Hoya.
I don't know where it's at. Hit the bottom arrow.
Oh, yeah. No.
Arrow. Hit the arrow. Over.
Oh.
Other side. Oh.
The pink one.
One of those should hit.
Also, I went like this, which makes it 6 years.
Oh, I went like this too. 3 on each hand. Okay, 3 years of Let's Talk Hoya.
When we discussed this topic this week, Jesse's response was, "How has it been 3 years?"
For
and
real,
I feel
though.
the same way.
How?
Truly, though.
It doesn't feel like 3 years.
No.
It feels like year 2.
We went
Yeah, it
into a
feels like
warp
50. I'm
there
just
for a
kidding.
second. I feel like
Yeah. Which means it's been like what? How long since COVID, guys?
A long
5
time.
years.
yeah.
I think it's coming up on 6. It'll come up on 6.
I never felt like that was over though.
no. It's just like it's
One
like
tragedy after another.
Yeah, and it's like this group trauma that we're all just like trying to figure out how to suffer.
Yeah, but I saw this commercial last week for Paxlovid, and it was like for when it's COVID, Paxlovid, and I was like, now we have like commercials like Robitussin or Vicks or whatever.
Yeah, or any kind of
Yeah, it was just weird to me to like hear that.
yeah.
Dang.
There was a new drug commercial I heard the other day that was very funny. It had a very funny name, but I can't remember what it is now. So
So it wasn't that funny. I'm just kidding.
but yeah. Anyway,
Wow.
3 whole freaking years of a Hoya podcast.
Feels kind of wild.
It does actually.
It
Yeah.
feels super wild. And yeah, I feel like there have been lots of moments, memories, things. And so I thought it would be fun just to, like, whatever we remember from the last 3 years, you know? Reminisce. There we go.
To reminisce.
To reminisce.
Yeah. Do we want to start? Well, what do you want to?
Yeah, what are you reminiscing on, Lydia?
What do we want to reminisce on?
I think the when was it? I think it was like in year 1 where we kept on making slurp sounds.
Until Slurpator slid
Yeah.
into the DMs. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't in the DMs.
Oh,
it
the
was the
review.
reviews, which
Yeah.
I happen to have here. Love the show, hate the slurp. I love you guys so much, but that constant slurping sound is a bit much. Love the content, love the conversations. Keep up the good work. Hashtag slurp hater.
Hashtag Slurpator.
I think we didn't realize how much we were doing it, but we really were doing it so much at a certain point.
I think that just goes with any kind of thing like that, you know. Like, I think if you went through our past episodes, we went heavy with bro for a while.
Yeah, there was little phases
Yeah.
of things.
We went heavy
Bro.
with demure.
Yeah.
Remember when that was a trend?
Okay, that wasn't that long ago. Chill. You're making me feel really old.
We're still in the same calendar
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
of that-
Really?
of
Of
that-
demure?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did that go again?
I don't know, but
Very
I
mindful. Very demure.
Oh, I did love that. That was a good one.
did, yeah.
Oh, I really liked that. Anyway, I
We-
can't. I got to keep it out of my head or it's going to come back.
we do also say anyway a whole lot on this
Yeah.
podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So
There's
I
nothing,
literally heard it in my head when you said Jesse saying, anyway.
there's nothing more sobering than listening to like the things that you do audibly. Like, you know, when you edit a podcast, you kind of hear the things that you're like, oh, like before you start talking.
oh yeah.
I remember.
Does one of us do that?
Lydia does.
Do I really?
You do sometimes, like
You
before
know-
we start the whole show. Like you're like, Hey
She
guys.
clicks.
And what do you-
Oh,
I
God.
really, you know what? So remember after
This is not inviting anyone to tell us all of the things that they noticed.
no. Remember, like after year 1, you did the microphone thing where it only picks up when you're like talking into it. But
Yeah.
before that, like it would always be on.
Yeah.
And I remember sometimes like I would be sitting there like intensely like listening. And if I listened hard enough, I could hear myself breathing into the mic.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I put that low cut filter on pretty soon. So I think that's something that I've learned a lot in the 3 years is like editing. Now, it's not perfect, but sound wise, but we're in a big room. Like we just like, we don't have a studio, but
Yeah.
a lot of stuff I've learned and like this stuff is useful. Anyway.
It's fantastic. So
hitting the
anyway.
table. Yeah. Remember the table noises?
Oh yeah, that was a whole thing. Jesse was like, "Nobody touch the table."
That doesn't sound like me. I'm a very peaceful, quiet person.
Oh man.
Well, I want to reminisce on something
Okay.
Okay.
muy importante. There's 2 reviews that have stuck with me through the years. So I'm going to go ahead and share them.
Oh my god.
God.
This review is 2 years old, and it goes as such. Fun and educational. Very fun and funny. I especially love the energy Jesse brings to the podcast. Very knowledgeable, but humble. Thank you. And is always trying to make Hoyas accessible to the audience. The stories they share about their journey with plants and their lives in general is the best part.
You fucking wrote that.
No,
you had
I
to.
didn't.
I do not
It's-
believe that there is a
Okay,
person out
but
there.
remember, right
very
after
humble?
this, the
I don't know
same
anyone who's
year,
ever-
another review came up, and she really was like, "Guys, I'm really carrying this podcast."
It wasn't the same year. A
Jesse
year
was like-
later.
Jesse was like, "I'm the talent."
A year later,
she writes
somebody,
another review for herself.
No, I don't need to write reviews for me. Thank you very much. Because I'm so humble, I'm not going to explain that. A year later, it is a super fun podcast. I think this is a really fun and humorous podcast. I quite enjoy it. It has that friends talking about Hoya vibe. Good dynamics between them. Not super educational, but you will pick up some things. I'd like to say Jessie is really the best part of the show. I could legitimately listen to Jessie talk about her day for fun. She is a hoot. A year later. So 2025, she still needs her review about me. So
Okay, hold on.
I'm just putting that out there.
Hi, Mom. Jesse's mom keeps putting reviews on our podcast, and I wondered if you could do that for me. Thanks. Love you.
I wish. If my mom put a review about me,
All
that
of a
would be
sudden.
like a thesaurus for wonderful. Like a thesaurus definition of the word wonderful.
You pull up reviews, and there's one in Korean. Guys, I wonder who that's from.
Well, you guys said it was a moment to reminisce, and that is what I'm reminiscing on. The fact that the listeners very clearly love what they're hearing from our shortest and brownest.
Oh, okay. I just have to say, we got a
They did.
new review a month
Host.
ago.
But
We
they
did.
But they very openly said, not very educated.
They made up for it by like signaling me out.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even read that.
Okay, we had a new review.
Oh, we
Mom.
did. From Plant 1 by 2,
Plant
I
one,
like
right?
it. It's very
June
play on words.
17th. Great podcast. This is a great podcast. I feel like I'm sitting with my friends talking plants. I love Lydia's laugh.
They did say that. Oh, was that?
Lydia. Jared.
Because we know we've gotten reviews about the squawking.
Hey, Steve. Jared's posting reviews on the podcast.
That was not an invitation to start squonking, my girl.
I don't know if they loved it. That.
Yeah, I know. But yes, they just
Anyway.
happened to mention Lydia.
Thank you for your review.
Hey, guys. Hold tight while I pull up a review that mentions
Hey,
Adam goes, oh, you guys can't see this review. It's international, but it says Adam
is
carries
so
the
hot.
podcast and his legs look so good.
Oh, I love that. You okay? That's a pretty serious face.
Oh yeah, it's because I saw a long review. I was like, "Who wrote a book?" I was like, "Let me read this."
Oh man. Also, above all, I've learned that I could stick to something. Like this, sometimes this hasn't been easy, sometimes it hasn't been fun, but we've stuck to it. And now like it's always enjoyable.
It truly does not feel like it's been 3 years, though.
No, it's shocking. I said that to Steve today. I was like, we're recording our 3-year episode. And I was like, I've been here like, so 50% of the time that I've lived in Arizona, we've done this podcast.
That's crazy. And literally in my mind, I was like, okay. Year 1, we did a 1-year episode. Year 2, we did a 2-year episode. This must be year 3. That's literally how I did the math in my head this week. I was like, is it really 3 years?
Wild. Yeah.
Man.
Lots of life, lots of lessons, lots of everything.
Lots of change in the last 3 years.
Yeah, I think on my way home I'm gonna listen to our first episode just to cringe a little bit.
Oh, the first ever episode. Remember you came back from Hawaii?
I don't remember. Our
Yeah,
first ever
the day after you came back from Hawaii, somehow I convinced you to record, and we did 2 recordings. Our first ever episode that we've never put out.
Oh yes, the vault track.
The over ambitious. Okay, I have to say something about myself. I recognize that I'm very over ambitious about a lot of things that I plan on doing.
What?
And then when I was moving,
Wait, I think you forgot to say, and you placed that expectation on everybody else around you that is also doing that thing. No, I'm kidding.
and the past month that I've been moving, like I've told myself every day, like I would do something and be very over ambitious about it. And yeah, so anyway. So
And you did it though. You moved.
Yes.
Yes.
If I ever move again, kill me.
Well, you probably are going to move again.
No.
Statistically.
No, I want to die here.
Nope. Wish granted. Wish granted by the environment.
But yeah, our first ever episode.
What was the first episode? It was just the introduction, right?
No, it was
Yeah.
but then the one after
the last
that.
one, yeah.
We just talked about us and our like journey and plants and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which is wild to think about. And that was at Jesse's house.
Oh yeah, we did record at my house.
Yeah, that was the recording spot.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, things have changed. We've all grown. The podcast has grown, and we're grateful that you guys are all here. We have the video portion of it, which I really kind of love editing. I mean, again, it's more work, but I love it because I love seeing our faces. I don't know. It makes it a different dynamic. And since we're in person and we can do this.
Yeah, I'm sure that the
it.
audience who loves hearing my voice loves seeing my face too.
No, because you put that microphone right in front of your face.
Yeah, everyone's
I
always
can't
like,
help it.
why
I have
is
a tiny face. I'm just a girl. I'm just a baby.
Yeah, just a little baby.
Yeah, because everyone's always like, why is the mic always hiding Jesse's face?
That is on purpose, you guys. On purpose. You don't pay enough for this free podcast to get all of this.
No, it's because if it's not in front of her face, Jesse's always like not aimed correctly somewhere on the mic.
Yeah, it's not them though. I purposely don't need my whole face out there. So
yeah,
it's not them
that's
trying
some
to hide
precious
me.
stuff. You know, it takes big dollars to see all the face.
To
Exactly.
unveil that.
But you know what's like truly been super special these past 3 years is that like all of the people that we've met by doing the podcast, and like not just through like guests, but just people like who listen to us, like our listeners, and then like launching Patreon and getting a chance to like talk to people and making like a little community has just been, it's been really fun.
It has been.
And then since our first year, YouTube and like the people on there who watch us.
Yeah.
Something we haven't done in the like last year is like a type of like live event. Because our first year, I think we did like was it a swap or was it just like a?
Oh, we did do the swap.
At Palabras. We never did that again. We always want to, but it's just so much work.
We did too.
We did
Yeah,
too,
we did
right?
too. Yeah, we did another one too.
But we haven't gotten around to that this year. I don't know that we will.
Yeah,
It's
let's
a
focus on the
Yeah. It's a lot of work.
let's focus on the good stuff.
Yeah.
No.
No, that is good stuff. Like I like seeing people in person. It's just work, and I think
It is still wild to meet people like that. Even local people, they're like, "Oh yeah, I love your podcast." And I'm just like, "Oh yeah, people listen to the podcast."
well, you had your encounter at the concert where the person was like,
Yeah.
"You have a podcast."
Yeah. It's wild and it's fun. Like I like this ride.
Yeah, me too.
100%. What do you feel like is one of your most memorable like interactions with people through LTH, whether it's like a guest or a listener or anything like that?
Ooh.
Well, what about you, Lydia?
No, I asked the question.
Oh.
I really I do like our guest episodes, and I know people like in general in podcasting world, not just like our podcast or any plant podcast, but just in general, people don't like the call-in guest episodes or whatever. People just, they're not usually a fan of them, but I love them.
Yeah.
And so I really like talking with Fraser because I could listen to that man talk all the time.
He's so
I feel-
informative
Yeah.
though. Like I feel like we had all of these questions and then he answered them so meticulously and we learned so much during that episode.
Yeah.
And I feel like our listeners do enjoy the guest episodes.
Yeah.
They like us, but they love learning. And I feel like most of our guest episodes are very informative. I really, really, really enjoyed the Doug Chamberlain episode. I feel just, it was kind of like a little blast from like the future of like what we might be if we're still into Hoya.
Yeah.
And
But it was
and
like totally
stuff.
a fangirling moment.
Yeah, it was. It was fun. It was fangirling. But then he also was like so like approachable and like he was like,
I
I'm
don't think
struggling
he
with
understands.
this.
Yeah, I don't think he understands his
Celebrity.
stature.
Yeah.
Cause like the first time like I ever got into Hoya or even like when Jesse got into Hoya, like anything that you would look up, the only thing that would pop up is Vermont Hoyas. And now I feel like you can find a lot more information, but even like 3 years ago to see a picture of a Hoya or like a bloom or anything like that, like his website was it. And then
He does keep an extensive site.
to be able to like talk to that person that you've gotten all of this like information and knowledge from was just mind blowing.
It's like talking to whoever wrote the Encyclopedia Britannica.
Yeah. And I guess on that note too, I know it wasn't in the third year, but our episode with Vess, I really enjoyed that episode too.
Also very informative.
Yes, very very informative.
I mean, all of the guests to the bug episode too. I was like, what am I going to learn? And then I was like, oh my God, I learned so much. And then
And Mira was so
I was gonna
fun to
say.
talk to.
yeah.
And we've had Rachel Collette Conroy on the podcast, and every single time, like no matter who it is that we talk to, I think we always like end every episode just like remembering like how wonderful and great the people in the plant community are. Like everyone is, I mean, because really they're offering their time to come on and talk to us about plants. Like they don't have to, they can say no, but then they choose to come on and chat with us. And it's just so cool that we can connect that way because we love the same plant and everyone's always just so generous with their information and time.
Yeah.
I think the most memorable Hoya meeting for me will be driving out into the middle of Flagstaff, Arizona with Lydia, because a girl on Instagram was like, come on over, I'll show you my plants and give you cuttings.
Yeah.
And
Because we posted a photo of the nursery that was in Flagstaff and she followed one of us. And she was like, oh my gosh, I live so close. And she truly was only like 10 minutes away. She's like, I live so close to there.
And then because of that, we met Juniper Knots, Sarah.
Yeah.
Because of that,
My bad.
I got to see her, and then we got to see her in Alaska. We stayed with her. So it like was a connection we made here, and then it went to another state. And then we're still friends on Instagram, and she does so much like traveling and seeing the world. And it's just amazing how much connection we've been able to make through this, just sitting here talking to each other and like knowing that there's people listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, truly. I was going to say something and it left my mind.
Isn't it the worst? Like, I have really been trying to stop interrupting people because I do know that I do it a lot, but it's mostly because I'll forget what I'm going to say. But I do know that's annoying too. But then I forget what I'm going to say.
Yeah, if I don't say it in that moment, like I'm like, oh, let me hold on to this. And then like I'm actively holding on to it and then it just leaves. Like I just can't hang anymore.
No,
Grandma and Grandpa, y'all.
I know.
Oh,
Boomer
to be
squad.
young.
I truly forgot what I was going to say.
Now, when you guys...
I remembered.
Okay.
Randomly meeting someone. Okay, so I just moved, right? There's a street that you drive down before you drive onto my street. And this person, their whole backyard is a greenhouse. From like the roof of their house to the bottom in the backyard is an entire greenhouse filled with plants. Pretty sure there's an AC unit that's attached. And I just want to just show up to their front step,
Can you
doorstep.
see part of the plants?
Like you can 100% just from the road. Like when you're driving by,
so
you
it's
can
not
just
just
see
like
straight
weed.
into
It's
it.
like actual like plants.
It's like actual house plants. And I just want to show up with the little Hoya and be like, hi, I live down the street. I brought you a plant.
Let me in.
Because you have plants.
No, but really you
But I
should.
kind of want to. But like every single time I drive by, it's such a vibe. And it looks so freaking cool.
Zoo it.
It
Yeah.
really does. You guys have to see it.
Did you get onto the next door and all of that stuff in the
Oh my
neighborhood?
gosh, no. I haven't even had a chance to do that.
Oh.
I should
You got
really
it.
do that.
Yeah. Then you'd be like, does anyone like plants? And then that's your in.
Yeah.
Or see if I don't know if you have a subdivision, but ours has a Facebook group.
Oh, that's cute. Okay. I have met most of the people have come by our house.
I was over there last, Tuesday?
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday, Thursday? And we were looking at the backyard, and then the neighbor just like popped her head over, like, hey, and like introduced and had this whole
Of the
conversation.
fence, like poked
Yeah. Like the Home Improvement show. Just like talking.
Wilson.
Yeah. And we were just like, oh, well, we met your neighbor. And like, she was like, and what's your name? And I was just like, I'm Jessie. I'm just a friend.
We exchanged phone numbers with Marcy.
And then she asked if Lydia had a dog. And I was like, oh boy, does she.
Does she ever?
Yeah, and then they came over again yesterday and we were trying to get their cat back over the wall, and then he could see two of the dogs. He goes, oh, those are your two dogs. And we're like, yep, there's two dogs right there.
Yeah. Is it illegal to have?
I don't
think so. We read through the entire HOA handbook, but this is like one of those neighborhoods where like people have lived here for like 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
And those people have definitely been there since this development came up.
Okay.
And so you just never know with people like that if like they're sticklers about something or like, you know.
You just don't
and
want neighbor drama.
No, I
No
don't
one
want
wants
neighbor
neighbor.
drama. So I'm like, yes. And literally we were like, yes, those are two dogs. That's Posey and that's Bo. He's like, they're so cute. They're very cute. Yep.
Yeah.
5 more and they would have.
That's wild. Yeah.
I feel like when we started the podcast, we were like at the high of like collecting all the plants. And then like year 2 was like the low of like,
Maybe
we're
I'm
getting
done with
rid
this.
of plants. And then I feel like this year has been more of like finding like a good.
Happy middle.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, and I think that goes with anything. Like we've obviously all figured it out, and maybe we all had an idea. You know, like I was thinking about that today too when we were going to do this 3-year thing, is like how this has shifted. Like, you know, I don't know. It's weird to say, but I think there's moments along the path of this podcast that have made it like kind of maybe knocked us into like wait, this is a podcast where 3 friends are talking about things. You guys aren't like, you know, the professional
Oh, yeah.
plant people. Like you're just going to talk about your stuff. But for the longest time, that was really difficult for me because I was like, oh, I have to have all the answers.
Yeah.
And so like wrapped in is all of those emotions of like being very stressed about it. And I think that this last year, more than any of the other ones, we've just been like riding it and like just like, let's bring it back to having fun again. And I think that shows. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. Especially that first year where we were like recording like nonstop. And then now we've built in breaks and like we have a little more flexibility on like, hey, I can't. And nobody's like, how very dare you?
Yeah.
It feels a little more approachable.
It is. Yeah. And so I think that this is just like, I've allowed myself to let go of some of the things that like I stressed myself out with thinking like, oh, I had to be X, Y, and Z. And like, I don't know. It is enjoyable. Like when we're here recording, it's like the best thing. And like every time you guys leave, it's like, oh, that was such a good night. You know?
It's good for the soul.
Yeah.
It's chicken soup for the soul.
And then we get like a little bit of again. And then you get like a little bit of again, like when we listen to it again. I always forget like so much what we talk about.
Yeah.
And then you listen to it again. And like literally sometimes we'll text each other and be like, we're so funny.
I never listen to it though after I edit it.
Oh no?
No.
But you do listen to it while you're editing.
Yeah, once it's edited, but then I never do.
I always do for the listen.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, whenever I'm like driving or something like that and it's like episode week, like that's what I'll put on.
Yeah, like Patreon episodes since you edit those.
But
I do not know what, like I just like
what
never
if
go
they're
back.
like horrific and like horribly bad?
But it's a good thing because remember there was that one time where like the political ad was going out and I was like so upset about that because it was such a bad, and like I'd like sent an email and everything like that and they fixed it, but I never would have known
if you weren't listening.
Yeah. And like I was texting guys and I was like, I swear we had political ads checked off. And when I reached out to them, they're like, you do. Sorry about that. And I was like,
no, we turned them on because we're. Oh wait, no, let me not go there. Just kidding.
Actually, never mind. Now, through the journey of this podcast, I have always been semi-hydro, but when we started, were you guys all semi-hydro too?
yeah, I was.
Oh, you're not. Yeah.
No, I started a lot of soil with a lot of soil plants, and then you helped me convert. Oh no, you helped me. One of you helped me convert most of them to hydro. And then...
And Adam gave you full setup plans.
Yeah, and then Adam supplemented a full set of hydro. And now I am, I'd say like 98% hydro.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm. And then whatever isn't, it's non-Hoya plants.
Yeah, yeah.
But even that, like the Monstera grandchild of yours is hydro. And then... Yeah, my Thai. No, my Thai is in soil.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Which is literally crazy because we went grocery shopping on Monday and there was just Thai con sitting at Fry's.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I think I can keep them alive longer in hydro too.
Yeah. You know, I don't like aeroids in that setup. So I'm surprised to hear that your Monsteras are.
I think they outgrow it too fast and it gets unruly. Yeah.
For me.
See, but I want big.
Yeah, but I mean saying like I would have to like have it almost like a garbage can as the net pot for an aeroid because because
they have to be aeroids have to be up potted after a certain size. Like they can't just keep on growing. Remember that we've talked about this before, like the stress of having to up pot an aeroid
and pawn. Ugh.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I was just trying to think of like the different journeys you've been on because I kind of was mostly pawn or Leca from the start of my Hoya thing, so I didn't know like during this podcast if anyone had like changed.
I feel like when we started, like we knew what we liked.
Yeah.
I just liked whatever you guys like because it's easier. I tried Fluval once. It was like doable. It just wasn't like life-changingly like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like everyone.
As a rooting medium, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Good old Fluval. I still have never purchased or tried it, but I have received plants in it. And I think, for rooting, it probably is great. I just,
It just breaks down, gets all funky.
And I know me. Like literally some of these propagations have been in these boxes for like at least a year.
That is crazy.
And I take care of them. Well,
They get water.
Yeah. But like I'm sitting here like, oh, that Fluval would be like hard packed clay.
Yeah.
By the time I got around to that cutting.
That's true.
But yeah.
I think that's something that we've definitely learned is like, be honest with who you're like with yourself and like what your care is like, because we can all pretend we're all excellent plant growers, but the truth is on the shelves.
Yeah.
Or the graveyards.
That's right.
For some of us, I think. And I think the listeners are also very similar Like some are very like on our Peduncle Pal page, people are like, here's all the things that have bloomed for me. And literally they'll post like 10, 15 pictures of different blooms. And I'm like, wow, I think I've had like one bloom in my entire years of collecting. And like, I'm not saying like I feel bad.
Yeah.
I don't really care, but like that's impressive to me. Like that people can bloom their plants and have that. My sister also, she's not a Hoya head, but I gifted her a Hoya and she got a single little obovata bloom and she was so proud. And I was like jealous.
I told her to lick it. So I replied to her story. I was like, lick it.
But she's a real one though, because she always listens.
She does.
And she's always like putting out there that we have a new episode. Hi, Anna.
Yes.
But yeah, I feel like just like through this journey, a big thing that we've all learned, I've especially learned, is just like grace with my plans. Because I know when we were first starting, and I truly don't even know how I had the time or the capacity to do that at that point. But every single week I was flushing every single one of my plants, fully flushing and spraying down every single one of my plants. And I don't know how I did it, but like once I get set into something, like it has to be done that way.
Mm-hmm.
And after a certain point, like last year, like I let that go and I didn't flush any of my plants. They just got watered. And I feel like they were happier than when I was flushing them all the time. And now it's like that happy medium of like, I just flush 2 shelves every week and the rest just get watered. And by the end of the month, they've all been flushed. And I found something that works for me. And there's times where maybe that doesn't happen. Like last month, I flushed all my plants and I was like, that's it until I moved, settled. Like it's going to be fall before this happens again. Yeah,
there have been times where I walked around and be like, some people don't even get this once a quarter. So you guys are lucky if you're sorry it's been a month, but calm down.
But there's like a version of me where I would have been so stressed about the fact that I'm not able to do what in my mind needs to be done. And like letting that go is so freeing. Like just like literally my plants. Okay, I packed them up 2.5 weeks ago. I just finished unpacking them today.
Yeah.
And they still haven't been watered.
And like none of them are like irrevocably
No, there was
dry
2 of them where the leaves were like getting a little wilty. And so I like flushed them through and then I'm gonna water all of them tomorrow. But like it hasn't been something that's like been weighing on me. And something like this used to be something that would weigh on me and like literally be something that would be in the back of my mind, like stressing me out.
Yeah. I was legit nervous about this summer because like we kind of mentioned, it's been a struggle for just plants in general for like how much we're like caring about them or whatever. And I was like, if the summer's coming around and all these need water every single week, like no. And I have like slimmed down my collection a lot and I cut things down really small so I could treat them and like make sure everything's good, but like this summer has not been that bad.
No, I'm
like,
shocked. Like some of my plants, like I would pull them out and they would be dry, but you know how like there's like that last bit of like condensation that's left because there's still moisture, and most of them are still like that, and it has legit been 2.5 weeks.
Yeah,
which is wild because there have been some summers where it's like that 7th day, I have plants in Melfo pots that aren't even getting wilty.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that's about. I don't know what's in the air that's causing that, but
hey,
I'll take it. Yeah, like I will totally take it.
It's the fact that we're having a much cooler summer.
That is true. Our
historically cooler summer. And that's on 107 degrees today. It is still a much cooler summer than usual.
Yeah. Because there was usually it would be at like 117.
Oh, no. And then some years we broke the record of most consecutive days over 100 or most consecutive days over 110.
We had that insane. One. Was it last year that we had 2 weeks 120?
Wow.
No, I don't think so. Well, maybe, I don't know.
Or the year before that. There was one of these years where it was like almost 2 weeks of 120. 120 is bad. That's when it's like bad. But
all right, what's one hope for this next year?
I want to do something in person, something live, and that's like not from now to December, but from now until next anniversary.
Yeah.
I like the in-person things.
Yeah.
So whether
I'll
it's
stroke
local
it all,
or
yeah.
not. No, not just that.
Uh,
It's just fun.
hey, could those 2 people who wrote those reviews please show up to our in-person?
I'm not saying you have to, but like you can meet me in person.
Just like this is, and also if you're not in Arizona, here's our PO box. You can write me a letter.
No, I just know that our listeners would pull up. Like if we did something in California or
Yeah.
Texas. I don't know about Texas.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, live event.
Yeah, there is something like rejuvenating almost, or like reinvigorating. Reinvigorating. Like when we do a live event and when we meet people and like we become immersed in the community again in a way. Like it really is like it gives you passion again in a way, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What about you? What about you?
Well, I want my Paradisia to bloom, and it has a peduncle. No, for the podcast, I want to do a live event. I want to keep growing. I want to keep expanding and figuring out like ways to connect with more people. I don't know.
Growing
just,
our
like,
audience.
Yeah. And just learning more about Hoya. Like I feel like we've run into different people through this podcast, through the journey, and they've all brought something into our lives. So I don't know. I'm excited for more of that.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to start taking our clothes off to get our audience to expand.
Look,
Adam's already halfway there.
I'm voluntolding Adam. I'm just kidding. This is family friendly.
This is family friendly.
Yeah, this is a G-rated. Are we still a G-rated
have no
podcast? I haven't even checked last.
Yeah, we are. Did we have any questions that were ever submitted to the email yet?
No.
I don't think so. But
No.
Lydia didn't get to share what she wants in the next year.
Thank you.
My hope over the summer was to have more guests, but again, I'm over ambitious with all the things that I think I can add on my plate, and truly that has just not been something that I've been able to do. But it would be really fun to have at least a couple more guests this year on the podcast. Like that would be really great because I truly enjoy that. Is also reinvigorating, just talking to guests and, you know, being involved in that kind of a way. So that's my hope and wish for the podcast, at least for the end of the year, is to have a couple more guests, and in the new year to also have a couple more guests.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, we love to hear from you guys. So if you want to hear certain things, you know, let us know, and then hit us up on our email if you have any questions, Hoya specific questions we like to answer. But these kind of things help us feel like this podcast makes a difference, I think. And
we did get an email.
We did.
We did.
So that's why I'm not trying to be annoying, and I don't want it to be like, oh, you guys have to do this, because you definitely don't. Only if you have that situation. But like,
what is our email address?
Email address it's lets.talkhoya@gmail.com.
Yes.
And with Gmails, you can leave the dot out, so you can just do Let's Talk Hoya, and it'll still go to us.
Okay, so there was an email that came in like just this past week from Casey Delphia, and they said, hi y'all, 2 new Hoya publications if you haven't already seen them, from Cassie at its.always.hoya. And so there's 2 new publications that are offered. We'll link them in the stories once this episode comes out, but one is for Hoya Chinghengensis, a new record for India, and Hoya Acuminata, a new record for the state of Arunachal Pradesh, India. And then another one by Mikkel Rada, how an erroneous illustration led to the misidentification of Hoya macrophylla.
I read that one.
So, especially the macrophylla one, you know that's juicy. Yeah. So anyway, those are 2 new publications that are out.
And also on Stemma released their latest issue. They kind of had been paused for a bit, or I don't know, paused, but this has been the first issue in 2025 so far.
Yeah, I don't know if they did an issue in 2024.
Yeah.
They did like one in 2024, I think.
This one did have a piece about Dale Kloppenberg.
Mm-hmm. Which I know a tribute for Mr. Dale Kloppenberg has been overdue in the community itself. I don't know that there's a lot of people that knew of his passing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it didn't really feel much like a tribute. That's why I'm like, I don't know how I feel about it. It was very much like but I also don't know the man and I don't know the struggles he had. Like, everyone, it just feels like it was a lot of hearsay, I think. Like a lot of guessing why he acted the way he did. And I don't know. That's the piece of it that I was like, what? This feels like if it's not factual. But I don't know. Listen, I'm not trying to start fights. It's just the vibe I got.
Let's talk Hoya year 3.
We're gonna start.
And there is way more layers to this than I probably have any knowledge of. It just, I don't know. That's the impression I got first off. But
thank you for sharing those publications, and we'll definitely take a look at them. And we always appreciate, like, if you guys do come across something and you're like, oh, I wonder if the team, the pod has seen it. Like, don't feel embarrassed. We're never going to be like, I've seen that or I knew that.
Yeah. I love when people share things, even if I've already seen it. Like,
Same.
Yes, share it.
Same.
Yes. And I was just doing one more look through just to make sure we didn't miss anybody. But yeah, send us messages. If you have questions or anything like that, pictures are always helpful. And so just send us an email at lets.talkhoya@gmail.com, like Adam said, and we'll feature it at the beginning of or end of an episode and chat about it and give you our own unprofessional opinions.
Yeah.
And what was it last time that you said that our
thoughts?
our thoughts,
opinions?
yeah, all of our thoughts.
Yeah,
on
we
them,
didn't
so
call it next question. We were like next.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
something, yeah.
But head over to Instagram and follow us there at Let's Talk Hoya. We ask that you don't keep your questions in the Instagram because we don't spend a ton of time going through all of those, and it would be nicer to have the questions organized in our email. So questions, email, but Instagram, follow us over there, and you can follow us individually as well on Instagram. My handle is @notdude.
I'm at thegreenplant.az.
And I'm at Perritos y Plants. Gracias. Adios.
Annyeong.
That's really sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Bye. Hit the music, Jesse.
I'm so sorry. I was.
In la biblioteca. Gracias. Por favor.
Gracias para venir.